Let's talk about gas prices in the United States. Believe it or not, they're going down. But I'm about to talk to you about some of the big factors that may be playing into those prices, possibly going back up in the coming days and weeks, including what's happening between Israel and Hamas. Now, this is a warning. You are going to want to pull up a chair and have a seat because this is a deep dive video. So if you don't have time to watch it right now, favorite the video and come back to it when you have a few minutes. So let's first look at the simple gas price numbers. On Friday, the national average for a gallon of regular gas in this country was $3.63. The fact is, overall, that's down. Down from the day before, down from the week before, down from a month ago, and down from a year ago. As I have explained before, just because $3.63 is the national average for a gallon of regular, doesn't mean that's the price you're going to pay at your local gas station. An average is a mathematical equation for every gas price at every gas station in this country. The price you pay depends on where you live. In fact, the states with the light blue and the dark blue are paying less than the national average of $3.63. But the people out in the West, where there's red and light pink, and up here on the East, where there's light pink, they're paying more. The people in California are paying $5.67 for a gallon of regular. Okay, now that we have that clear, let's talk about some of the big factors that are playing into gas prices and oil prices right now. You have to understand, some of these factors are real and some of them are perceived. It's also important to understand when oil prices go up, sometimes there's a little bit of a lag before gas prices start to go up. And on the flip side, once gas prices are higher and oil prices start to go down, it usually takes much longer for the gas prices to follow and go down. I know it's not fair. It doesn't make sense. I don't make the rules. That's just how the market works. So let's talk about some of these perceived factors that could be playing into your gas prices in the very near future. One of the biggest is what's happening right now between Israel and Hamas. The fact is, yesterday, the price for a barrel of oil increased more than 4% to more than $85 a barrel. Experts say the main reason for that increase is the perceived concern that the war could spill over into the wider oil-rich areas in the Middle East. The fact is, Israel and Palestine are not major oil-producing countries, but there is a perception that this war could spill over into nearby Saudi Arabia, Iran, or Iraq, which are all major oil-producing countries. And if their productions are disrupted for any reason, that would disrupt the global oil supply. And as I always say, because oil is a global commodity, when there are disruptions in one part of the world, it affects gas prices all over the world. But that war spillover is hypothetical. It's not happening right now. The war is contained. Yet oil investors are a jumpy group, for lack of a better word. And just the perceived threat is enough to drive up oil prices. Another perceived fear that has not become a reality is the fear that the United States would further sanction Iran for its complicity and support of Hamas by cracking down on Iran's oil exports. And if that happens, we could see a major disruption to the global oil supply. And again, that makes oil investors jumpy. Now let's talk about some of the real factors that are impacting oil prices and then trickling down into your gas prices. First, as I reported at the beginning of the video, gas prices have actually been going down in the US. That's for several reasons, but mostly because of the time of year. Every year around this time, typically we see gas prices go down because the summer driving season is over. Demand for gasoline starts to go down and the states switch to the winter blend of gasoline, which is less expensive. But one of the real factors that's actually preventing gas prices from dropping even further are the decisions of OPEC+. OPEC+, which is the cartel of oil-producing countries, of which the United States is not a member, has significantly cut oil production since last year. We're talking more than 1 million barrels of oil per day have been removed from the global supply line. Why? Because OPEC plus countries want to make more money. And when there's less supply, they get more money for less oil. And just a few weeks ago, OPEC plus decided not to increase oil production, but instead to keep these significant cuts in place for at least the rest of 2023. And another real factor is Russia. Russia is actually a very powerful member of OPEC+. And with the US and our allies sanctioning their oil exports because of the war with Ukraine, that is absolutely disrupting the global oil supply. And that leads me to the United States. Now, before you start commenting, drill baby drill, or we should pump more oil in our country, you should know the facts. We are In fact, we just hit a 40-year record high for the amount of crude oil produced in this country. For the week ending October 6, 2023, the United States was producing 13.2 million barrels of oil a day. Let me say that again. 13.2 million barrels of oil a day. In the last 40 years plus, we have never seen that level of oil production in this country. The last time we saw oil production even remotely in that range was back here in the week of March 13th of 2020, when the US was producing 13.1 million barrels of oil a day. The real issue preventing gas prices from going down is, yeah, we're pumping all this crude oil now, but we can't put crude oil in a gas tank. It has to be refined. And according to the latest report, for the same week ending October 6th, the capacity of our oil refineries in the United States decreased to about 86% capacity. So if you're still with me, first, thanks for sticking around. Second, you should leave this emoji in the comment section so I can see who's stayed and watched till the end of the video. And third, it's always important to remember with gas prices, there's never an easy answer. It's always complicated. And anyone who tells you there's one solution or one person at fault or one reason why gas prices are going up or down has absolutely no idea what they're talking about. But since you made it this far, at least now you understand some of the main factors that are going into what's happening today. But tomorrow could be totally different.